Hello, 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 hello.
Welcome, welcome.
There you all
Hello.
are, coming in loud and clear. Dozens of you.
Hello, everyone.
We are lucky enough to have Armin with us today.
All right, guys, let's get started. Welcome to the Sid City Social Club for Friday, February 25th. We're glad you're here. I'm Mel. You should know Sid if you're here. And we also have Armin Shimerman here with us today to talk about a project that he's working on. Sorry, I have background noise here. I've got a cat who's yelling at me. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Sid real quick while I handle that.
So just getting over a cold. Apologize for cancelling last week because I really was just a water fountain. It would have been very upsetting to watch me try and struggle my way through saying hello to everybody. Tricky time, obviously, with the developments in the world at the moment. It's all very emotional, actually, for me. I don't know why. I've never been to Ukraine, but there's something deeply troubling about it. But to cheer us up, we're going to talk amongst ourselves. I'd like to introduce Armin, who would like to talk a bit about a project that he's undergoing to make sure, and he might need to disappear soon. So knowing that his time is limited, I'm just going to hand over to him.
Thank you, Sid. Thank you very much. Hello, everyone, and to those whose birthday it is today or this week, happy birthday. I hope it's a celebratory one and you have a very good time. As I was telling Mel earlier and Sid, my family is actually from the Ukraine, so I'm watching this with eagerness to see what's happening. A lot of my family was destroyed when another foreign power invaded Ukraine. So I don't want to see history reoccur and do the same thing all over for other people. I'm here for all kinds of things. And if you have questions about anything, I'm willing to answer them. But primarily I'm here for an organization called PanCan, which deals with pancreatic cancer, PanCan. And the reason I'm here is, as some of you must know, and for those of you who don't, my wife, 17, 18 years ago, was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. At that time, the survival rate was enormously low. It is still enormously low, but at that time, the survival rate was 4%. Jonathan Frakes' brother died of it. John Billingsley's mother died of it. Perhaps some of you have friends, family, acquaintances, people that you work with that have had it or have had family members who have had it. It's a devastating disease. We're happy to say that it is now a 10% survival, and that's still bad. And we're also happy to say that in the last year, it has gone from 10% actually to 11%. That may seem like a very small number, but that's a 10% increase in survival. So I'm here primarily to talk to you about that. If you know of anyone that has been diagnosed with this disease, or of a family member who was attached to that person, please have them contact PanCan. They have enormous information to help people get through this. They're also, part of their agenda is to work with doctors to educate them as well, because the unfortunate thing about pancreatic cancer is that once you're diagnosed with it, it's probably too late. Not that you can't survive, it's that the symptoms don't show up until the very last minute. Kitty, my wife, was very fortunate in that a doctor decided to do a test on something that had nothing to do with pancreatic cancer and happened to notice that her white blood cell count was horrible, and immediately did a test on that, and that pretty much, amongst other things, saved her life. So to be a 17-year survivor is quite incredible. And we want more of those. We want more of those. And each of you can be an outlet to people like that, to help people, to say, listen, I heard from somebody the other day that PanCan is a place you can go, so that we want you to do that. We want you to do that. Right now, we're in the midst of a fundraising drive. Jonathan and I and Kitty have started something called Trek Against Pancreatic Cancer. And if you are so willing, and I hope that you will be, Mel has put a link into your chat room where you can go and make a contribution. There is no contribution too small. We are trying to raise money to do what I'm doing now, which is publicize this organization, which is huge, by the way. It's not a small organization. It's all over the country. Although I'm advocating for pancreatic cancer, one would assume that advances in pancreatic cancer make advances in other cancers as well. It is enormously important that in our lifetime, we do our very best to eradicate cancer. Wouldn't it be nice if we could all have the, oh Christ, so what are they called?
Tricorder?
Okay, tricorder. All I know is about the bar. So wouldn't it be nice to have tricorders where if you had cancer, you could just have Sid just go over your body once or twice and you'd be cured of that. That would be really nice. But we don't. And maybe contributions to PanCan and other cancers will help us get that. In fact, I read somewhere that they are sort of working on tricorders. They are trying to sort of see if they can come up with something like that. So let's keep those fingers crossed. Maybe they can cure your cold as well. That's my spiel. That's my hope. We're specifically raising money for a campaign event called Purple Stride, which is why I'm wearing this purple T-shirt. They've been doing this for a number of years now, and it does raise a lot of money. But in order to help that, and contributions are just incredibly important, we want people to survive cancer. Cancer is a big, big horror. It's a great horror. That's what we're doing here today is getting people aware of it. There's just so many of you. I would ask how many of you have heard of PanCan. I'd ask you to raise your hand, but I'm only getting one page and there are 4 pages. So yes, okay, I see Janina has her hand up. God bless you for being aware of it. Please tell your friends.
I have never heard.
Contributions are important, of course, but so is talking. So is word of mouth. So is saying to someone, I heard about this organization. It can't necessarily cure you, but it can help you. And it can help you, the patient, as well as the caregivers, which is enormously important. I know the weight of the caregivers. I had to do that for a number of years. The patient, of course, is suffering, but it's the family and the friends around them also, they suffer. So if there are any questions, happy to answer.
Yeah, please, I'll give you the floor, Armin. If anyone's got anything to say, please, to any questions to ask, please unmute yourself and chime in.
Yes, I should ask if anyone has a history, please let me hear it. If you've had a family member, if you've had a friend, if you've had a coworker, just, a couple of words, that would be great. That would be great.
You said that it's quite useful for anyone with any cancer, this as a resource. In what way is it because they will point you to someone who's got a lot of information about another particular cancer, or they have real great experience in some form of cancer therapy that helps everybody with any kind?
It is a shame is that the researchers tend to keep their information bottled up amongst themselves. And one of the things that PanCan does is reaches out to other cancer organizations and says, what do you know that you haven't told us? What do we know that we haven't told you? What can we do to help your research, and what can you do to help our research? And what can we tell doctors? As I said earlier on, the symptoms for pancreatic cancer appear very late, very late. So we need to tell doctors early on, like Kitty's doctor, what little inkling of a symptom might direct you in that way. Because if you can get to, whether it's this cancer or any cancer, if you can get to it early, the chances of survival are so much better.
Yeah. Should we wish someone a happy birthday? So
sure,
we have quite a few today, and we won't run out of time because I missed last week.
Let's bring Ash on for a quick shout out.
Ash from New Zealand.
Happy birthday,
Ash.
Thank you.
Will everyone say happy birthday to Ash, please?
Happy birthday, Ash.
Happy
birthday.
Can I ask Ash where in New Zealand she lives?
Dunedin.
Oh, okay, great.
I did see you in Christchurch in 2015 when there was a convention in Christchurch as Armageddon.
Right, we had a great time. I loved your country. I drove from coast to coast, which isn't hard to do in New Zealand. And what a gorgeous country you live in. What an incredible place. So happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, happy birthday, Ash. How are you?
I'm good.
How is your community? Is everything all right? I know that everybody's emerging from this lockdown.
We went up a level recently, so we're all working from home every day now.
Oh, we went backwards. Okay.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but it suits me fine. I prefer working from home to working in the office.
Yeah, well, that's fair enough. I'm glad of that. Yeah, well, when was your birthday, by the way? Did you do anything that made you feel special for the day? Did you at least pamper yourself?
And my thing I like to do most in the world is talk to everyone on Zoom.
Oh,
I had a Zoom party.
good. That's so
Well,
great.
then this is a birthday party as well as a Sid City party. Okay.
And a bunch of people came. Yeah, we talked for ages and stuff, and people just came and went as I guess as the mood took them or as the time. Yeah, and we watched Galaxy Quest, which is the best Star Trek movie.
It is really good movie. It really is. It's one of my favorite films. It just can't fail to make you laugh, even if you know what's coming. It's still funny. God bless Alan Rickman. He's no longer with us anymore, but he was wonderful in that. And a whole bunch of people. Sigourney Weaver, what an unusual choice for someone to be in that movie. Oh, that's great, Ash. I'm really happy for you.
Thanks, Ash. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
All right, our next birthday is Lisa.
Hi.
Lisa.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy Lisa. Happy birthday.
Birthday. Thank you.
That's so fantastic.
Love that.
It's one of the best things, isn't it? Getting that worldwide, international happy birthday.
Yeah.
When you can. When was your birthday?
February 18th, last Friday.
Did you do anything to spoil yourself?
Well, I went for dinner with my sister and my nieces and my son and a good friend. So that was fun. And then the weekend after, last weekend, was Fan Expo here in Vancouver. So William Shatner was there and I got to see him, which I love. And I got him to sign my big banner that I've got.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
He's very funny. I mean, was he funny?
We talked about going into space. And that was actually, he's very funny. And he tells an amazing story, but it was actually quite emotional, him talking about his experience going into space and he's always apparently been an ecologist, but his renewed desire to help the environment and to really push environmentalism and make people aware and that kind of thing, which, I think he said he was always, active with that, but seeing Earth from space and seeing how fragile we are and seeing how little air there is between us and, space.
Yeah.
He really wanted to raise that awareness. So
that's phenomenal, isn't it? That thin film that literally saran wraps the planet. Well, not literally, but it's that would be weird. I just heard myself. Oh my goodness! Yeah, there was quite a backlash when he went into space. I don't know why. About what a waste of money. But he's done an enormous amount in his life for an enormous amount of good, and I think he's earned it. He's earned the right to take himself on a vacation, 1-day vacation to space.
I think also he's the oldest person to have ever gone into space as well. So
wow. That's
he is
important in of itself.
Well, I think it had to do with people saying, there's so many problems here on Earth, and there's some, if you put money towards the problems here on Earth, that maybe you could, make some headway on them. And that's not untrue. But he talked about Elon Musk, how he has apparently this vision of trying to move industry away from Earth so that Earth can kind of recover. Earth can have a chance to become green again, kind of thing. People should be putting money, into important causes, but, as a person who loves space and loves the idea of learning more and exploring more, to me, that's also an important thing to do, is to.
I couldn't agree with you more. I'm glad it was great fun. I'm glad you had a good time. How has your family been? How are you and your crew?
Oh, we're all fine.
You mentioned everybody. Everyone, yeah.
We're all fine. You know, we didn't have, well, we had COVID over Christmas, so we're recovered from that.
Happy Christmas!
Yay! You know, so we're all good. I worked a lot. I have worked a lot during COVID, and that's not slowing down. So
Right.
yeah, I mean, we're all working. We're all together. We're all happy. So that's.
Have you told me what you did? Did you tell me what you did before and I've forgotten?
I may have. So I work for an immigrant serving organization, and I usually work in the department that teaches English to adult immigrants. But right now I'm actually working on several digital literacy projects, which is actually really exciting. It's been new for me, and really sort of a passion for me, is to help vulnerable people, so mostly newcomers, but also we're working with a group that is developmentally disabled, so developmentally disabled adults, and we're trying to help empower them by raising their digital literacy. Some of them were really, you know, isolated and cut off by the pandemic because everything was online and they didn't have the skills.
What a wonderful thing to be doing, and how that seems a remarkably complicated thing to do during, especially now with the pandemic, even though it's easing up a little bit in certain places. Well, how do you do that? So you've got that, because if someone is developmentally challenged, they don't respond very. I mean, I'm talking generally. It's quite hard to respond from a disjointed place. It's much better to be with someone like that and be close to them and touch and you know, and be around them.
Yeah, that's 100%. That's 100%. The materials that we designed, we had actually designed pre-COVID, and they were meant to be done in person. Yeah. So we developed a system where you have to use a lot of tech, but the person has their computer, they have their cell phone, and they use the cell phone as a camera, and we're in Zoom. So the teacher has a cell phone, the teacher has a computer, the individual has a computer and a cell phone, and it's set up so that the teacher can see the learner's hands and their screen at the same time, and their face. And then they try, but you know, the person still needs someone to help them, someone to help, like, share the screen and things like that. So it is doable. Like we worked out a way that it's doable, but actually it's so much easier and so much more successful if you can do it in person. That's better than nothing, right?
Lisa, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
I recently had a problem with my computer, and I called up Apple, and they went into my computer and they fixed it for me. Would that be helpful to you guys if you could go into these people's computer and yes, keep all the video stuff that you were just talking about, but also if there's a problem, actually show them what to do with an arrow on the screen, so that they might be able to get that a little bit easier.
Yeah, and that's a very good point. And we do that. Like we go through Zoom and we get them to share their screen, and then we take control of their computer, and we do that. So that's really good when you've got something to troubleshoot. You've got one thing that you need to fix, or you need to show them one time to do something. But what our project is to build skills. So it's not a one-time thing, it's over a long period of time. And it's to raise their skills so that they are empowered to do it themselves. What you're saying is really, really good for like troubleshooting, and you've got sort of like one-time problems. But we want them to not be afraid of the computer, to feel confident on the computer, to be able to use the computer in different areas of their life to enhance themselves. Yeah. And so we want to build those skills for them to be.
That's just fantastic. You must sleep so well at night.
It is great to be able to do something that is interesting, and you know that people are being helped by it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can tell you, I learned so much about digital skills and about, how we learn digital skills and all that kind of stuff. You're right about everyone needing to be at their own pace. And some people, you show them some things and they pick it up very quickly, and they start, on their own, start looking at things. And other people, you teach them something and you come back and you teach them that same thing, and you come back and you teach them that same thing, and you keep doing that. until a little tiny bit sticks, and then you move on from there, right? So yeah, I sent a little video to Mel about when I visited Nichelle Nichols. Well, I don't want to take your time because there's so many people that want to.
You know what?
But anyway,
we haven't talked to each other for a very long time. If you went to all the trouble to send a video, let's absolutely see it.
Lisa, do you want to set it up a little bit?
A couple of weeks ago, Sid, you had brought up Nichelle Nichols. I did get a chance to go to her farewell. They were able to do it in December at the LA Comic-Con. So I went to that, and while I was there, I took some pictures, I took some video of her, but I certainly saw her family, her whole family, her sister, her nephew, her son. They all seemed to be there surrounding her and trying to surround her with love. And so
Great.
I thought maybe you might be interested in.
I am very reassured to hear that. That's great. Yes, I'd love to see Nichelle.
Okay.
Special pleasure to be here tonight. And Nichelle, it is my privilege and honor to be here with you. You know, everyone speaks again about Nichelle in Star Trek. And certainly it has and continues to make such an impact on this world. Today, yesterday, and into the future, as you've heard, a positive impact beyond all imagining. Her warmth, her genuine, internal beauty shines through every day when we see it.
With you tonight and every night and beyond. I love to be with you every night, but I can't be always. So I just think about you all tonight. Every night. Every night. And I love every one of you. Thank you so much.
Very proud of her for all that she's done and the value and the meaning of her work, not just as an actress, but in very real and important work that she inspired and enabled people to undertake. So I'm truly honored to see that my mother has received this award, and we thank all of you, and of course we thank our NASA family. We thank you.
was just adorable. That was something I'm so glad we didn't miss. How dare you nearly let me lose that? we should have started with that. That was so lovely. It was such a beautiful, touching gesture that you did for Nichelle, and it's a love song, and it was a really, and it was so nice to see those different photos over the years. This is a song that you've been singing for a long time. It's really, really great because it means a lot to us, and I know she hasn't got an awful lot long left in this world. So thanks for that. That was just beautiful to see. I saw her several times always at conventions. Mm-hmm. She had the most eccentric singing voice. And do you remember it when she would sing?
Yes, when she would sing on stage, yes.
Yeah, the more she did it, the more confident, the more vibrato crept into it. So it really became like a songbird. But so joyful and lovely to hear. When she saw you, she really saw you.
Yeah.
You know, she really like locked and you were spotted. Beautiful woman. Thank you. Thanks for that, Lisa.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me show that. I appreciate it. And thank you so much for your time and talking to me. It's just
no
wonderful.
problem.
Great birthday present. Thank you.
Yay.
Thanks, Lisa. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
All right. Now we're heading over to Italy for Sarah and Sylvia. And it is Sarah's birthday on Monday, I think.
Oh,
yes, last Monday.
Fantastic. What? Happy birthday.
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, we still have to celebrate because I've been also sick and I probably will. But we're having a little celebration tomorrow. Also with some sushi. I'm baking myself a cake tonight. As we are in the club, I will probably go more on the lurky side after this chat because I'm baking myself a cake.
You can learn. It's lovely. All lurkers are welcome. That's fantastic. Do you pronounce Sarah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Yeah,
Because and Sylvia.
Yes.
Perfect. We got that squared away. Because it gets slightly different when you move into the West, into the English-speaking countries.
It does. Yeah, that's a lot. I also I always end up saying Sarah anyway because when I'm speaking, it's so hard. But it should be Sarah. Yeah.
No, it's whenever you like. That's what matters. I know. I don't mind how people pronounce my name, and most people just can't help but say Siddig. And that's not it. So, but I don't mind. I don't mind if they call me Jeff. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. As long as we talk, get things done, move on. Fantastic. How are you both? How is your family?
Yeah, I guess we're all doing well.
Yeah, all right. All things considered, of course.
I think so many things have been changing for both of us because she's moving.
I'm actually in the process of renovating a flat, which is my first owned place. I feel such an adult right now.
Congratulations. Fantastic. Is it in the same town?
Yes,
literally
actually
next to each other.
Next to each other.
Oh.
Yeah.
Literally. Now I live in a different town. And I will come back here in about a month.
She's literally coming back.
So I had to wait such a long time for a lot of stuff. And
Italy may have changed, but when I was a young man, Italy was pretty famous. If you wanted something fixing, that person wouldn't come until they felt like it.
Yeah, it's still sort of like that.
Yeah, it's still
and like
that.
House renovating is infamous for taking forever without COVID. So
decades.
with COVID, it's even worse.
Just impossible.
Yeah, all the people working there actually want to write my house renovation case as a case study because it's been so fast.
Wow.
And without many issues, and I've been at it for half a year,
yeah,
Oh my
or more than
goodness.
that. Yeah, and that's like so quick in Italy, like very, very fast.
I know. I mean, is it because is your dad in the mafia?
He is not, as far as I know.
Get things done quickly at those.
Yeah, no, he's quite surprised as well. So
that's fantastic.
He's a very good actor.
Well, he's definitely brought up two great kids. Sorry, it's not that. Your luck for getting all this done, built quickly. Have you been taking photographs? Have you got a few photographs to show us? What
she's been so annoying about it. So annoying. I think she's taking photographs. She's taking videos. I think she's taking everything.
I don't have them now, but I will show you all everything once it's done, like the whole journey.
When it's done, we'd love to see
when
what
it's
you
done.
accomplished in the last days of 2021.
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing. Still, the tradition of family in Italy exists. When I was younger than you, when I was about 20, I was desperate to get out of the house.
Oh,
desperate to have my own place. Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of the same, like 8 years ago, even 5 years ago, and now it's, I think, one of the aspects of Italian culture I'm kind of glad for. For so long, I've been even like looking for jobs outside of Italy because I wasn't sure what my priorities were. And now I've actually just decided to go into special needs education, which is something I'm
my goodness, that's fantastic.
And that kind of, and it was kind of together with realizing that being with my family is one of my priorities. And so I'm actually glad that I can be here without the pressure to sort of be super independent and have a house of my own if I don't want it. So yeah, that's great. And also that sort of job doesn't pay incredibly well to get a house, and houses are quite expensive. Absolutely.
I'm a teacher as well, and my primary role is as an English teacher in middle school.
Right. That's why you both you speak such wonderful English. Yeah.
It's David Bowie's fault because we learned it.
It is a little bit your fault because when we were little, my dad, I could not remember this. My dad said that we did not have DS9, Star Trek DS9, like the last 4 season in Italian.
Yes.
And so I think we watched them in English. So in a little way,
you contributed.
You contributed a little bit.
We love hearing that. We love hearing that.
That's on
great.
you.
And Armin as well, of course. You too.
Of course.
So thank you for giving us our English.
That was English is excellent. I wish I spoke English as well as you do.
At the moment, we are both in special education.
Yeah.
I'm in middle school. She is in primary school. So
that's such a wonderful experience. I mean, it's such a wonderful thing to be familiar with, to not be intimidated by, because a lot of people would find it very intimidating, dealing with people who have trouble communicating in ways that are very obvious. They are much more subtle. People are much more subtle about their wants and needs, and because they obviously they have a different set of needs. But actually, no, I don't think it's a different set of needs, but a different way of communicating their needs, but the same needs. That's exactly
basically they are. And it becomes clear when you actually talk to them as peers, not as things or messes or stuff to deal with.
If you could put your finger on something, what would be the thing that would love to fix if you had a magic wand in terms of Italian education?
I guess for me, with teaching specifically, what makes me burn out the most is probably not the children themselves, it's the system and how the system works. And especially my colleagues. I really find that usually when I come home from school in a bad mood, it's usually because of something that I witnessed from my colleagues. And if you ask them, what do you think about teaching? What do you think education is about? What do you think coming to school is about? They don't know what to answer, or they have really, really worrisome, they have answers that scare me because it does not seem like they think of the kids as people. Probably I would probably try to change the way that people are selected and prepared,
Right.
Because that is such a big issue with, like, it's like everybody can enter that system.
What about you, Sylvia?
I wish parents understood what we are doing on a deeper level, because often we are accused of not doing something, or doing something too much, or doing something wrong, doing something right but at the wrong time, whatever. I mean, there are so many things going on outside of the discourse inside of, like, educational discourse. There are so many external things that really become very hard to deal with when you already have a situation at school. There are so many things, and when you go into higher education, so high school, or even further on university and such, schools are more selective in a way. There are some professional schools in which there are people who are there basically to learn a profession and then go straight to work. Then you have scientific high schools, or the ones that focus on humanities. High school is different. I'm in middle school, and you really see everything. I think social services and lawyers and us, we are the people who see the best and the worst of humanity in a way.
And also, the longer you're there, the worse you become, and the more cut off, the more lazy, the more problematic, and because you get beaten, you just get beaten every year. So what I want you to do is, I want you to take the smallest little jar, smallest little glass object with a little stopper you can find, and then put all your hope into it for what you would like teaching to be, and give it to each other, to remind each other in 15 to 20 years, this is what we hoped, and we better not change. The fact that we got older.
That is such a wonderful thought. That's wonderful what you just said.
Yes,
it is.
I love it.
Because that's what happens to us.
Great idea.
We just collapse inside, and we just don't remember the passion we had, and that because you look around and you see those older teachers, and why are they still here? Brilliant. Well, I love talking to you guys. Thank you for filling us in on what's going on. And we want to see the new play, Sylvia. And we want to see anything. We love photos and stuff. So anything from either of you, whatever you want to do. But
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you. Happy birthday, Sarah. All right, from Italy over to Russia, Daria's up.
Hello.
Daria, haven't seen you for such a long time.
Yes, it was a long time.
How are you?
Fine, living, breathing.
Living, breathing. What time is it there? It must be very late.
It's 12:30.
Okay.
Speaking from the future, February 26th.
And you told us before that you are the southwest of Russia. That's right.
Just south.
Just south. And near the Black Sea, where everyone likes to go on vacation. Or is it not that kind of area?
As Sea of Azov. Black Sea is across the region.
Yeah.
It's a little bit higher, about a few hundred kilometers.
So what is going on in your world? What's different? What's new for you?
Well, since the last time we talked, I've graduated my Bachelor of Physics and Astrophysics.
Congratulations, that's brilliant. That's fantastic.
Also, I've got a job offer, and the same day as the process calls presentation of my diploma work. The very same day. And what else? I have masters now. I'm in a masters. And got a job. And living in the war zone. Awesome.
Oh, so good. I didn't want to get into that because I didn't want you to feel bad.
I feel numb. I don't know how I feel.
Yeah. What job did you get?
I work as an extracurriculum teacher of astronomy
Not fun. Fun-ish. Not so good. When do you start your masters?
In astrophysics and stellar astronomy, also. So carrying on with the space.
Oh, you're fantastic. That's just so admirable, Daria. Now, do you choose? How does the system work in Russia? So, in countries where I've been around, you finish your bachelor's, you then continue the masters at a place of your choice, and is that the same for you? Do you want to move colleges?
No, I've remained in the same university. I've been to bachelor, but I didn't want to relocate to other regions. The best regions for astrophysics is in Moscow and probably St. Petersburg, but I don't like the cities.
So that will take you 2 years, the masters?
Yes, 2 years.
And then you'll probably go for a doctorate, or you're going to try and get some work as an astronomer or an astrophysicist?
I think about getting a job. I don't want to go to PhD work.
Educating forever. Yeah.
I'm so tired of this.
So your parents must be so proud of you.
I guess, yes.
Because I think we met one of them last time we talked, because they were behind you and you was.
Yes, it was my mother. Yeah.
Is your mom still there? Am I being too loud?
No, she's downstairs.
Okay. Yeah, it's always a little bit awkward when we're talking because your mom's trying to sleep behind you. Well, I think you're brilliant. So what would you say because we have a lot of different astronomers, we have all these wonderful physicists all over the world, whether they're studying astronomy or whatever. They are not doing obvious things. They're doing really rather, I suppose, what you would call occult stuff that's hidden. You don't know quite what the benefit is.
With interstellar gas, we also could check few cosmology theories, and it was very successful for checking with the Koshiyama. It's the first minutes of our universe, and it's really extremely difficult to calculate. Because this system has lots of parameters that are changing rapidly and slowly in the same system of equations. So that means the most of our regular of numerical ways doesn't work in these conditions.
Right.
Oh, I've suffered so much.
This is fantastic. So I'm going to ask you because I have to. But this is not political, so don't get all political.
Okay, I'm not awkward about politics.
Good. It's what do you know in terms of, if you're curious at all, what do you hear is happening in the Ukraine?
I could say trust no one. Just really trust no one.
Yeah.
You can't find out the truth right now because in the political and military conflicts, the first who suffers from the situation is the truth and the people.
Yeah,
so
that's
the truth
true.
We'll find out in the future. Now, trust no one.
Right. Well, they're very good words, very wise words. Well, I hope everything is okay for you and your family. No, it's just a shame, isn't it? It's so sad, really. The whole thing is sad.
That is pathetic.
Yeah. Well, listen, Daria, thank you. I can't wait to talk to you again next time. So, but next time we'll have some little videos or photos of something to explain much more about the gassy elements in the interstellar gassy elements, which would be fantastic to know more about. Thanks, Daria.
You're welcome. Bye.
Thanks, Daria. All right, we're gonna go chat with Sophie.
Hi.
Yeah.
Sophie, hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm just eating. If you're wondering what I'm eating.
Yes, what are you eating? I'm curious.
Grapes.
Ooh, they look
so I got a plate of grapes from the fridge. Just to give me to take my mind off myself.
Okay.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. Hanging in there.
What's going on in your world right now?
Oh gosh, I mean, work has been super busy recently just because February is the worst time of the month for payroll, worst time of the year for payroll. But that's over now.
Everybody's scrambling to get something done before April.
Yeah, it's because it's such a short month. So I'll have like, whereas usually my clients are quite spread out, it's all kind of just in the same week. And so I'm doing like twice as much work in 1 week. But that bit's over now. So that's all fine. But yeah, I've got a new flatmate moving in tomorrow. So that'll
be interesting.
Yeah, super interesting.
A little bit nerve-wracking, perhaps?
A little bit terrifying, but it's fine. I mean, I've met her once. She seems like she's probably not a serial killer. So I think I'll be okay. Well, we'll see.
The serial killer is just a killer of any kind. I mean, the serial bit doesn't matter to the people who are dead, to be honest.
That's true. That's true.
It's pretty black humor. I always found February to be my least favorite month when I was growing up in England.
Yeah, me too.
Because it was just so dark and I felt so far away from any other great event like Christmas or, there was nothing coming to rescue me.
True, the excitement of Christmas have worn off and you just kind of like, oh, great. It's just still cold
all my
and
New
dark.
Year's resolutions have worn off as well. I'm back to all my old bad habits. So, okay, you've got, but how about you yourself? Are you well?
Okay, I'm okay. I mean, it's been a weird few months just because I've been mostly kind of living alone for the past few months, which has been an adjustment, but I'm doing okay. Yeah. I mean, I got to spend some really fun time with a whole bunch of people from the social club in November. So that was amazing.
That is great. And what was it like meeting everybody? Was it like you knew them already? How did that work?
It was amazing. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I was terrified going into it because I'm very much more of a lurker around here, and I tend to kind of, in all social situations, like especially in a group setting, I tend to just kind of try and make myself smaller because like the thought of someone not liking me for some reason is like terrifying.
I think that's the same for everybody, to be honest. I don't. The thought of someone not liking me is terrifying to me.
Yeah, but as soon as I was in the same room as these people, it melted away so fast, and it was just incredible. And like the feeling of belonging that I felt among these people I don't think I've ever experienced anything like
That's fantastic. That's awesome. That's wonderful.
So wonderful. And like even not just for the meeting, but for the whole convention as well, there was never a moment where anyone had to go off and do something by themselves. Like there was always someone to be with, and it was incredible. And
that's great.
Last year was not a super great time for me mental health wise, but when I was at the convention surrounded by these people that just inspire me and are just so wonderful, I kind of looked around and was like, I had a few moments where I was like, oh, this is why I stuck around. This is why I'm still here. So I got to.
It's amazing, isn't it? That because physical and mental health walk down the street of our lives hand in hand. And when one of them is forced to pull the other, then you have problems. You begin to have problems. So if your mental health isn't great and your body has to deal with that and carry you around everywhere, it tends to break down too. So it's great that you get some nourishment and buoyed back up. Their mental health comes back to life and goes, it's not all over. I'm really great. Because I find that I really have to pay attention to my mental health. I have to be kind to myself, and I have to do it regularly. So that because probably your worst enemy is not the serial killer, but you.
The serial killer is my brain.
Exactly, I'm my harshest critic, and we just have to be really, really gentle of our mental health. I mean, it's just such a precious little, thing that we have to look after, and no one else really can until it's too late, and then they have to look after it for you. So I think that's fantastic that you found that particular solace and nourishment and that energy again, because that'll get you through the next bit.
Exactly. It'll get me through to April when I get to do it again.
It'll get you through to April. When's your next when's your vacation plan? Have you got an idea for that? Is that even within the realm of possibility, given the way your life is right now?
Yeah, actually. So I am going to be in Chicago in April for the convention.
Oh, well, we'll be there. We'll all be there. That's fantastic.
Exactly. I keep forgetting that the actual convention is happening just because I'm so excited to see everyone from the social club. I'm like, oh wait, there's a convention too. Right. And my best friend lives in Chicago as well, and I haven't seen her in 3 years, so it's very much, I'm so looking forward to seeing her. It's going to be so great.
That's great. Excuse me, choking on a grape. What do you do just for ordinary relaxation? What do you do to just unwind, chill? One of those kindnesses to yourself things.
Mostly it'll be a lot of movies and TV and theatre, just immersing myself in stories, so I don't really have to think about other things that are going on. Yeah, they're a wonderful escape, and I find that it's a wonderful way of processing emotions that you're having without having to think too hard about the emotions that you're processing.
Yeah, absolutely. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Actors, movies are incredibly good for that.
Yeah.
For exercising vicarity, for want of a better way of putting it.
Yeah.
So you can really project that yourself into that place and deal with things without the actual physical connection of the slap to the face, which the actor gets to do. That's a good conversation we should have with Armin one day. Acting is always thought of as a sort of, not acting, movies, TV, theatre, poetry, as a sort of also ran as a second best. And the arch disciplines, the sciences and mathematics, are obviously the first best and the most important things. But again, it's a bit like I just talking about that walking hand in hand, that the mind is the art and the body is the science, and they need to be happening at the same time. So people should be, and we can fulfill a really good, and doing things like knitting and all the things that we talk about in the club. These are all really cool things for us. They're actually wholesome. They're actually useful. They're great. What's your favorite? What's the film that you liked most recently that you went, oh, I love that, even if it's corny or you don't think it's cool?
That's a good question. I mean, I tend to have a lot of movies that I will rewatch over and over again because they're like my comfort movies. So I'll tend to kind of put them on if I'm just feeling a bit down. So I think one of my main comfort movies is probably Inside Llewyn Davis.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
With, Oscar Isaac. It's such a dark comedy, and it's weirdly comforting to me. Well, at least my week isn't going as bad as Lewis.
Yes, absolutely. It's quite a busy time of year for me because of everyone's trying to judge Oscars right now. So we get all the movies. When I arrived in December, I got 160 films to watch. And I just sort of crumpled into a ball in the corner and didn't do anything at all. I think we've got a month to watch. I don't know how many. It's all the ones that are nominated.
Yeah, I need to catch up on the nominations as well.
It's been a bumper year for movies. There's been some really good work. I mean, if you're a cinephile and you actually like film, then the level of artistry this year has been huge. This is one of the best movies for a very long time. Goodness knows who's going to win anything, but it's been good. It's been good.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave this lovely chat in a second.
Of course.
I want to just send our love to everybody trying to sleep in a subway station in Kiev right now.
Yeah.
I didn't think this day would ever come. And hopefully, if you do say prayers, you should say a little prayer for those guys because they're cold and they're hungry. They're going to be in a lot of trouble tonight and tomorrow night and the next. But thank you, Sophie, and sorry to end it on a bum note, but actually,
oh no, you're fine. It's important.
Yeah, thank you for letting me speak in your time.
Of course.
Thanks, Sophie. We've got a couple of good things to talk about. We wrapped up the birthday fundraiser for Save the Children in honor of Andy Robinson, and raised $4,040.
Oh,
yeah, 40.
My goodness.
Yeah, and he was just so moved and honored, and I think cried. It was.
You guys are amazing. Thank you.
His response was via email, but I'm pretty sure I could see like the little teardrops on there.
Teardrops on in some of the pixels.
I think so. So big thanks to Una for suggesting it, and to Amy and Homie for making it happen. And with that, I think our next meeting will be this coming Tuesday, March 1st.
Fantastic.
I'll
see whoever I see then.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye.